Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I am Sadia Hussain, lecturer, Department of Finance and Banking. Today I am going to discuss a board question from chapter 7, which is share, bond and debenture. My dear students, today I am going to discuss chapter 7, share, bond, debenture. In this chapter, I am going to discuss a board question which is Chittagong Board 2019. Here is the stem. Mr. Sattar is a retired government officer. He has purchased share of Offshore Limited of Taka 5 lakhs. He is proud of being proprietor group of a famous company like Offshore Limited. This is the rest part of the stem. On the other, Mrs. Raka is also a retired professor. She has also purchased share of the same company of Taka 2 lakh. Though she gets on a fixed rate, she is not as proud as Mr. Sattar. My dear students, these all are the questions. First one, question number A. Many times, what kind of dividend does a company pay instead of cash dividend? This question is for 1 mark. Then question number B. Why the debenture holders do not play any role in case of directing a company? Explain. You have to explain this question because this question is for 2 marks. Question number C. What kind of share has Mr. Sattar purchased? Explain. This question is for 3 marks. Then last question, question number D. Discuss comparatively between the shares of Sattar and Mrs. Raka and show that Mr. Sattar's share is better. This question is for 4 marks. Solution of question number A. Stock dividend is paid instead of cash dividend. Solution of question number B. As debenture holders do not get the voting rights, they cannot take participation in the operation of business. Debenture holders are the creditors of business. They get interest at a specific rate. They also get preference in claim of in case of liquidation. This is the reason they cannot take participation in operation of company. Solution of question number C. Mr. Sattar has purchased ordinary share. Ordinary shareholders get voting rights. As a result, they can participate in the operation and strategic decision of business. But the dividend rate is not certain in ordinary share. Mr. Sattar is a retired government employee. He has purchased share of Offshore Limited by 5 lakhs taka. He is proud to be a part of ownership of this renowned company. Only investors of ordinary share get ownership of the company. Amount of dividend is not fixed. Shareholders get the opportunity to join the operation of business. Considering the aspects of share, it can be said that Mr. Sattar has invested in ordinary share. Solution of question number D. Considering the opportunity to take participation in the operation, it is better to invest in ordinary share. Ordinary shareholders get special priority in voting rights and operation participation, whereas preference shareholders get preference in dividend payment and capital return. After taking retirement from government job, Mrs. Sattar has invested in the share of Offshore Limited by 5 lakhs taka. He feels proud to be the part of Offshore Limited. On the other hand, Mrs. Raka, a retired professor, invested taka 2 lakhs of Offshore Limited, but she cannot feel proud of her investment. Because Mr. Sattars invested in ordinary share. He got voting right and can also participate in the operation of Offshore Limited, whereas Mrs. Raka invested in the preference share of Offshore Limited. She cannot participate in the operation of business. That's why she does not feel proud. So, considering the ownership, voting rights, and controlling system, Mrs. Sattar's investment in ordinary share is much better. My dear students, that's all for today's class. If you have any kind of questions or queries, you can call me or we can discuss it in our Zoom class. Allah Hafiz.